Dune Part 2 is the recent sci-fi epic from Denis Villeneuve, starring Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, and everyone else in Hollywood. The logline is as follows. Paul Atreides unites with Shanti and the Freemen while seeking revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. I want to preface this review that I have never read the Dune books, nor do I know anything about the world's lore, so I went into this movie completely blind. Unfortunately, I saw this movie in a Cinemark instead of an AMC, so I couldn't get the popcorn bucket, sadly. All jokes aside, this movie is awesome. It's very rare that we get a huge epic movie like this, and when we do, it truly feels like a spectacle. The filmmaking in this movie is top tier, as we get the best from every single department. My favorite part of this movie, hands down, was the sound. The sound design in this film was breathtaking. Not only do we get interesting foley for various space tools and creatures, but the sounds also do a great job at establishing scale. Things in this movie, like spaceships, temples, and yes, the worms, truly feel massive. This is something that a lot of sci-fi movies don't put a lot of energy into, and it's something that you really feel in this movie. When we see a huge worm storming across the dunes, this movie does a great job at putting us in the character's shoes, and we see the world from their point of view. This is largely down to the cinematography as well, which is breathtaking. I know that this is a word that is used a lot when it comes to cinematography, but it's truly deserved for this movie. Another aspect I loved about this film is that these alien planets actually feel alien, and not just someplace on Earth or feel like they're on a soundstage. There's so many interesting, unique things the filmmakers do to achieve this, and my favorite example is the scenes that happen on Guild Prime. The performances in this film were top-notch, as to be expected in a film with such a large cast. The hype surrounding Austin Butler's character is well-deserved, as he gives an amazing performance. I found Timothée Chalamet's character, Paul, to be the most interesting. I don't want to spoil anything, but his character has a very interesting change throughout the movie that I found very enticing and was not expecting. The story and pacing for this film is a lot better than the first, and this is largely because this film isn't burdened with all the heavy lifting in regards to the world building, so we can get right into the story faster. However, this also leads to my main gripe of the film, and really, my only gripe for the film. This movie tells such a monumental story, with such a huge scope, that they are packing a lot of material into this film. This means that we get a lot of huge story beats and moments right after the next. At many points it feels like we're getting a big reveal after big reveal after a big moment after a big moment. It can get pretty exhausting, but it wasn't too distracting. Overall, Dune Part 2 is a perfect example of expert filmmaking, as every single department brings their A game. The technical aspects of this film are incredible, with the sound design being a highlight for me. It tells a great science fiction story and is deserving of the praise. I give it 4.5 stars. This has been Tom from Eisenhower Productions, and I'll see you next week.